trying to get this to work. Let me put this on live chat. Okay. Hopefully we can make this work. It is getting harder and harder for your boy to be able to live stream these days. Y'all don't know the hoops I've been jumping through to be able to live stream, but I enjoy live streaming. I enjoy talking to y'all, and y'all seem to enjoy it too. So we don't deal with like failure. You know what I mean? Like we achieve the objective no matter what we got to do. You know what I mean? So like that's what we're doing right now. So we're outside, we're on the roof. Inside it was getting a little too noisy, so hopefully we can make this work out here. Okay. Um, so how are y'all doing? Good to see y'all. Welcome in. Mal, how you doing? How you doing? Good to see you. What up, Angela? Damn, Angela checking in early. Yeah, we do. I tried one a minute, like what, 10 minutes ago, and my forehead was too shiny, so so I was like, no, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. What up, Romy? Tyrone the Traveler. I love the name. Love the name. What up? What up? What up? What up, Marcus? Just made some stuffed scallops and clams for you and Grandma. Okay, okay. Keeping Grandma fed. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Props. Props to you. Literally, as soon as I started streaming, somebody walked outside, and I was like, bro, like we not stopping. We just gonna keep going. I'm literally on the roof, by the way. I'm up here on the rooftop. Y'all think I'm playing? Okay, okay. Y'all think I'm playing? All right. Okay. I'm literally on the roof. trying to get this live stream off. I'm on the roof, okay? How you doing, June? Windsor, Ontario in the building. Honore. Is that how you say it? Honore? America might be dead, but that doesn't mean we are. I don't think America's dead. Respectfully. Respectfully. I don't think America's dead. We definitely aren't, but I don't think America is either. I think we're, we got hundreds of years left in us. Dinner was good tonight, Marcus. Oh, nice, nice, nice. What up, McKinney? Alaska Zach, what up? Yeah, 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 Angela. I was in that same photo booth, that not photo booth, but like phone booth. I'm at the co-working space again, and I was in that booth, and yeah, that light in there was bright on your boy's forehead. Can't have, and there was somebody sitting right outside. So I was like, let me try the roof. Indonesia in the building. What up, Ronnie? Swap dude. GTA. Yeah, Natty, America ain't dead. We still here. Florida in the house. What up, Holly? Shout out to my fellow Floridians. I ain't been home in a while. Might be a while before they see me out that way, but I still rep it. Oh, I said it perfectly. Nice. See, I just naturally have a gift for language. I was joking. I'm joking. How do I feel about 4th of July? Um, I don't like it because of the fireworks. I got no problem with patriotism. I got no problem with people remembering, the people who went before us, who did what they had to do for us to be able to live the way we live. There was a time in my life where maybe I would have, but now, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't have a problem with America. I love America. Um, I just don't like the fireworks because I got this. I had to work the next day. I know a lot of y'all was off the 5th. I wasn't. Your boy had to work, so that was my issue with it. But I kept my noise canceling headphones in for as long as I could, and I was all right. So yeah, I don't. People have their reasons and their beliefs, and I respect them. But I'm chilling. Like I don't have any issues. We have problems in America that we need to solve, just like every country does. You know, I'm just not like an America hater like a lot of people are. So yeah, Victor, you booked the Airbnb halfway to West Coast of Chicago, trying to heal your health issues. Okay, okay. Have I ever traveled going through health problems? I've had health problems while traveling before. Not like major, but one time I came back from Thailand and I was like in LA and I got super sick and I had to go to the emergency room. I've had little stuff like that. Um, I haven't had any major issues while I was traveling, but I've had little stuff pop up while I was traveling. And honestly, I'm since I'm on the road so much, it's really no different for me. Um, I just have to find an emergency room or find a doctor. It's rare that I'm ever somewhere. Like this year has been cool because like when I was sick all winter, I got to go back to the doctor that I've been to before. I mean, that was cool, but that doesn't happen a lot. So for me, I'm used to being on the road and like having to find a new doctor or new dentist or whatever comes up. But it's really no different than being sick at home. And sometimes I think it might be better. You might find a better doctor, or you might be in a place or an environment that is better for your health. Definitely like mental health. A lot of people get on the road and their mental health improves. So yeah, hope you feel better. Enjoy that Airbnb. Carmichael, how you doing? Carmichael, I'm still in Montana. What up, Norman? But that's about to change soon. I got to wrap this job up, and then I'm gonna take me some time and you know enjoy not working, and then we're gonna be back on the road soon. So yeah, what up, Vagabond? The smart way to eat on the road or Amtrak without buying their food, you know, you can bring your own food. I'll be honest with you. For me, um, I just buy their food. Like it's for me, it's too much of a hassle to get enough food together to bring it on the. I just eat in the cafe car, or if I get a roommate, I eat in the dining car. It's a little pricey, but like that's part of the experience. Yeah, I think there was a time when I was like, man, I got to bring my own food, and I'm like, is it really, like I don't like hassle, right? So for me, it's like if they got food on the car and I got a few coins in my pocket, I'll just eat their food. And like honestly, I don't eat a lot. Like I enjoy, like if I'm on the train and it's overnight, I enjoy in the morning grabbing a coffee, maybe getting a breakfast sandwich or something, and then I might not eat again. Maybe around lunch I'll grab like I don't eat a ton, but for me it's just easier to eat the food on the train, and it's part of the experience. You got a spare bedroom in Florida, Marcus? Okay. Wow. Okay. Hey, I might have to take you up on that if I have to come visit. Life journey. What up? I appreciate that, Marcus. Hey, Jose. Good luck on your exam. You got this. You got this. Good luck. Good luck. Let's go. Hey, we're all rooting for you. I'm gonna say a prayer for you. Let's go. That's awesome. Appreciate you letting us know. Yeah, you got this, man. Zoo. What up? Polo checking in. A private entertainer. Oh, that's an interesting username. Yeah, Carmichael. So we got to do what we got to do. Sometimes it is a little hard to get the time off work, and sometimes you got to take the self-employment route. I was thinking about it's interesting how we almost naturally, because of the programming and the brainwashing, have the mindset that like things aren't going to work out. And I wish we all could just start from a baseline of this is what I want to do. I just have to figure it out. Like so many things in life we think are impossible, or if it goes against the norm, or if it's hard, we think we can't do it, and that's because we've been taught that. But it's just like, nah, sometimes you just have to figure it out. Like you said, hey, it's hard to get time off work. I guess I got to find my own work. You know what I mean? And like, it's just figuring out what we want to do in life. And it's been like, okay, now I got to figure out how to do it. Or, I'm just going to be open if sometimes we don't have to figure out. Sometimes like just putting the intention out there, the universe, God, sends us opportunities and we just have to take advantage of it. But I wish we just all had the mindset of like, this is what I'm going to do. Now I just have to figure out how to do it. As opposed to the just like, oh, I can't do that. That's impossible. I could, it's like, it just, I don't know. Like we just give up, myself included. I feel like we just give up too easy on things that we could do if we just hung around and, stayed at it long enough to figure it out. Hey, thank you, Super Chat Squad. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, I got a new backpack. Yes, I did. Why do you ask? Super Chat Squad. Thank you so much, Eyes. Thank you, Super Chat Squad. Have you saw it in my videos? I'm gonna do a video about the backpack because it's a special backpack. I'm gonna do a video about the back. I want to do a video about the backpack and like what I keep in my backpack. Like my YouTube kind of backpack setup. But yeah, I got a new backpack. It was actually free. It got sent to me. Merch, swag, you know. But I'm gonna show it off. Marcus, thank you. Super Chat Squad, thank you so much. I appreciate the love. Much love to you as well. Yeah. I might have to hit you up about that spare bedroom for real. Thank you, and appreciate that love and that support. Thank you so much. You and I, thank you. Yeah, I was wondering if someone's gonna peep the new backpack. Yeah, man, we got a new backpack. I don't have it with me right now. I got my other backpack on me right now. I'm up here at the co-working space, so I like to come in with my, I got my nice laptop case and all that. You know what I mean? When I'm out and about shooting my videos, I throw the other backpack on. I got, I have two of everything. Oh, you can't afford the Amtrak food for cross-country trip? Oh, in that case, I would be down there to the Dollar Tree and just load up on, it might be unhealthy, but it's, I would just go somewhere and load up on a bunch of like cheap food and snacks and just bring it all there with me. Let's go. Brew by Nature, how you doing? Dude Rolls, what up? Yeah, Giselle, I'm with you. You said America's not the worst place in the world, you're just not biggest fan. I respect that. I just want us to appreciate the beauty of America. It's fine for us to bring out the issues and the problems, but I think, especially now, it's very popular to not give America its props. And that's why I thought it was cool when like all these people came for the World Cup and they were so scared and so nervous, and so many of them were on social media talking about like how awesome America is. I'm like we have a horrible PR. Like the whole world thinks we're just the worst country ever. Like I've people who came to work here seasonally. They, young kids, college kids, they come over and they're nervous, they're shook, and then they get here and they're like, man, this is actually a pretty cool place. Now, keep in mind, they were in places like Montana, Colorado. But even when they had breaks, they would travel to like Vegas and New York and California, and they were all like, man, this is different than what we were told back home. And I was always like, you don't even want to know what we think about y'all, what we've heard about y'all's country. But it was kind of a good conversation to have because they realize the stereotypes they've heard about America aren't all true. And then I realized like the things I'd heard about China or Russia or other places weren't true because I talked to people from those countries, and they would tell me the truth about their country, good, bad, ugly. Same with America. I'm like, now keep in mind, you up here in these mountains in Montana, there are parts of America that are kind of like what you heard. You get up there to New York, you got to move a little different than here. You know what I mean? But yeah, I just wish, and I think honestly, a lot of people haven't seen the beauty of America. If we're being honest, a lot of people have only seen the little area they live in, and if it's not the best area, and a lot of that stuff, and all the people around you, all they do is talk about the negatives of that area. You might think the whole country is that way. I thought the whole country was pretty much like Florida and Georgia. When I was a teenager going into my 20s, I lived in Atlanta, Georgia. I was there from like 10 to like 20, like 10 years, like 10 to 20, somewhere in there. I genuinely thought everywhere in America was like Atlanta. So all the things you go through as like a teenager, early 20s in Atlanta, I thought that's what you went through all over the country. When I moved to Florida, like North Florida, which is a little more country, um, I'm like, oh snap, like this, okay, you know what I mean? There was just so many things that were different, and that was like the first time I really realized, like, oh, it's not the same everywhere. Like you got to move around to see different things, and I think a lot of people have not experienced the whole country. That's why I'm big on like, hey, traveling overseas is awesome, go for it, but like take some time and see your own country, especially for you get on social media talking about how bad it is. Like go see some of the good stuff. You know what I mean? Go see some of the good. I feel like I'm on a rant here, but that's what I do. All right, where we at? Yeah, everything will be figured out. Why not? Like, and if not, why not believe that up until you realize it won't? You know what I mean? Like, that's my thing too, is like, it all works out. And if it doesn't, I would much rather be believing that up until the moment it doesn't work out instead of like believing it's never going to work out. But most of the time it works out, you know? Oh, Victor, you apply for some jobs on Corey. Okay, nice, 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 nice. Good luck. Hope you get some calls back, some interviews. Black Hole, what up? I'm tired. I know you're tired. We got to talk. We got to talk. What am I seeing in Montana? Oh, Montana's a vibe, man. Yeah, Montana's a vibe. I mean, the nature, people are friendly. You know, I was thinking about this today. I was actually walking around the park, and I was gonna try to do some videos, and I was like, you know what? I'm tired. I'm just gonna go. I went home and just napped. Watched some gameplay videos. There's a new game called Hunger. They had a play test for last couple of days. So I watched some streamer play that game. Napped out. But as I was walking around before I went home, um, I went to the dentist because I had a dentist appointment last week before last, and they're always just like, hey, see you later. Whenever I go in there, they're like, we're gonna send it into the insurance, and you know, if you owe us anything, you owe us something. And so my insurance company sent me the paperwork today, and they paid most of it, but I owed like $70 or whatever. Um, so I went in there and I was like, I think I owe y'all some money. And she was like, well, we haven't even heard from the insurance company. How much do you want to pay? I was like, I think I'm going to owe y'all 70. Anyway, the point was they're the easiest dentist office to like deal with. Like they never bother me about money. Right? And I started thinking about how when I went in my apartment, like I got my internet turned on, I got my power turned on, and nobody asked for a deposit. When I go down to the tag office, it's super cheap, and B, it's super chill. My point is that like I don't know, I feel like so many places I've been or lived, the whole vibe was like everybody's out to get you. You got to always be watching your back. Like anytime there's some type of commerce, everybody thinks the other person's trying to get over on them. It's just like I don't know. It's a lot more chill vibe here in Montana. Like it ain't like that up here. Like you just conduct business and you know to a point people still kind of take your word for stuff and trust that you'll pay them. You know. I think part of that is because there's a lot of money up here, so like they just used to people paying them. But I don't know, like it's just I don't know. That's one thing I will miss when I leave Montana is like it is a lot more kind of just like laid back, like you know, we just do good business, and people trust you to do good business back. Whoa, 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 whoa! Hold on. I gotta remove this comment. We're not doing that. I gotta put that word um on my list of words you can't say. Lee, what up? Good to see you. I have not been to Eugene, Oregon. I think I've been there on the train. I've been there on the train, I think. But I have not been there and spent any time. Corey, what up? Carmichael, I don't do favorites. You'll notice there's some places I go back to a lot that kind of are a good fit for me. I'm in Denver a lot. I'm in Montana a lot. I go to Portland a lot. I be in Bangkok a lot. They're there. Oh, we not. Nope, nope. We not talking politics. Nope, nope. Hey, what up, Cedric? Yes, I've been to Atlanta Braves game. Yes, yeah, went to Atlanta Braves game. I think once. It was kind of cool. It was cool. Abundance in the chat. What up, Alfonso? Lovely neighbor, Nicola. Check it in. What up, Drew? Yo, oh, okay. We not calling people horrible human beings. You know what I mean? Respectfully, on this channel, that's not what we do. That's just a little 24-hour timeout. On this channel, if you don't agree with someone or their policies or policy, A, we don't talk about politics, but B, like we not calling people horrible human beings. You know what I mean? Especially if you don't know that person personally. So respectfully, That'll get you blocked here and timed out. You made your own Subway sandwich in the EDR league? Yeah, you got to stay away from them bubble guts. Ricky, I'm good. I'm good. Good to see you. Retired 2019. How you doing? What do I think about traveling via Amtrak? I love it. I love it. If Amtrak went everywhere planes go, I'd probably take Amtrak a lot more. I love the train. Even sitting in coach. Yeah, I don't know. Like the train, I like the train because you get to see so much more of the country. And I just love being on public transportation and staring out the window. I love being on the train, staring out the window, go to the observation car. I just love seeing life. And the train goes places nobody else goes, especially like certain parts of the country. Like the train be back there in the woods, up in the mountains. The train goes places like nobody is, you know what I mean? Like it goes through places that there's no roads. When you're up on the plane, you can't see. So, yeah, I love the train. It's just a vibe. You just get on there, you relax, and like, yeah, one of the things I like about the train too, like planes is very, flight is fast, unless you're on like a 11, 12-hour flight. Um, but even those, you're kind of in a hurry. If you take the train, especially if you have like a 2-day train trip, you ain't in no hurry. You know what I mean? It's chill. You get on the train and you're not getting off for 24 or 48 hours. There's no rushing. It's just chill. And I appreciate that aspect. The train travel just, you know, you just on there. You just chilling. You staring out the window. You go grab you a cafe car, grab you something to eat. Like I said, go to the observation car, maybe talk with a couple of people. Like, I love Amtrak. Like, it's a vibe. It's a vibe. Yes, I've been on the Southwest Chief and the California Zephyr Victory. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a. I forget which ones go where, but I've been on both of those. GMAC, it works out, man. I'm telling you. And the more you believe that, the more it seems to work out. I don't know why. It just happens. Planner, what up? Thank you. Fishing, they don't let you drive. Oh, sorry to hear that. What up, Gregory? You went car camping with zero plan, everything worked out even when it shouldn't have. I'll tell you, things work out, bro. I mean, most of us, if we look at our life, things have worked out. And when we went through like bad stuff, a lot of it eventually worked out. Virgo, appreciate you saying that to my new role model. Respect, respect. Yeah, I'm still Montana, Rick. Hey, we got some more love coming in the chat. Jeremy, thank you, thank you, thank you. Super Chat Squad, there's love. So the world could use more kindness. Glad you're enjoying your travels. I agree, Jeremy. I agree. Thank you so much for the support, for your kindness. I agree. Like I don't know why we have to be so mean. You know, I don't know why we can't. Like I don't know why we can't endeavor to create the world we want. Like if we all want to live in a loving, happy, joyful world, why we don't be loving, happy, and joyful? Which I've been thinking about it. Like this life thing is a game, and people decide to play it how they decide to play it. I don't understand why people decide to play it mean, angry, greedy, hateful. But I'm gonna play it kindness, loving, happy way. But yeah, I wish more people would just be more kind. I don't get it. Hey, Memo, I'm doing the whole. It's gonna be a 10-part series. So I just dropped part 4 of the Free to Be Sober series. We got 6 more to go. So yeah, for a long time I wasn't doing any sobriety videos, and people kept asking for them. So now we are delivering. So I'm gonna finish that series, and then the goal is to start another series, not about sobriety probably, but something else. But I kind of want to stay in that lane of, and it helps me create the content. Um, but yeah, we got at least 6 more sobriety videos coming. I had some requests last week, well this week, for what the next video could be. So yeah, they're gonna keep coming. Glad you're enjoying them. Got to do a meet and greet. Yeah, maybe one day. Science good. I talked to him last month, I think. Yeah, science good. Yeah, Drew, I'm with you. I get enough of that, and it's so divisive, and it doesn't solve anything. Calling people names and saying, well, it doesn't solve anything. What up, Fallout Girl? Mark is great. I'm good. I'm good. Can't complain. Hey, Carmichael, it's all good. Yeah. You ever experienced turbulence on the train? You don't really get turbulence on the train, but like, the train is constantly rocking back and forth. So like, you know, a plane is way smoother than planes are very smooth unless there's turbulence. Trains are constantly going back and forth, but never had any like turbulence. Natty, trains are your favorite way to travel? Nice, nice. Yeah, it's fun. I think I've taken the train through. Have I took the train through Santa Barbara? I don't know. He used to ride the train just to drink. I ain't mad at that. I remember, I forget where I was going, but I was still drinking. Um, and I met this guy at the train station before we got on the train. Um, and we started talking. We were sitting in the observation car. I was buying the beers, which they were like $8 a pop. It was like $8 a pop or something crazy. But I bought like four beers, and we sat there. It was cool. It was a cool. It was cool. Like one of my last drinking experiences, I think. But like we sat on there in the train and talked. I got a slight buzz, and I paid way too much money for these beers. But it was like, bro, like how are you gonna do this? And I think I knew at the time I was probably gonna. I remember being like, yeah, I'm not gonna do this too many more times. So yeah, but that's one of those experiences I won't forget. It was a vibe, It was a vibe, and he was kind of a weird dude, but cool. What up, Kay? Oh, Jeremy, I didn't give you a like on your thing. Tira, good to see you. Did I see the snow at Yellowstone? My first time going to Yellowstone, I got there in May, and there was still snow on the ground. But I've never been up to Yellowstone in like the winter. If once it starts snowing, I don't go up that way. The highway, like to get to Yellowstone, is like one of the most dangerous highways in America. Depending on which the route I would have to take. Um, Once it starts snowing, I don't be on the highway. Nah, nah, nah. Like there's white crosses. There's like white fatality crosses all up and down. Like they have to take them down routinely because it's too many. Like it's a crazy highway in the snow. Like I was on it one time. My boy Mike, um, and my boy James and my friend Christina, and yeah, we were actually this one lived in Big Sky, so we were heading from Bozeman to Big Sky. It's the same highway. Um, and it started snowing. And when I tell you it was a whiteout, like I'm not exaggerating. You couldn't see almost anything, and you could not see the lines in the road. And it's like a canyon. Like it ain't just a straight like you going through, there's a river on one side and like trees and mountains on the like it's sketch, bro. Like props to my boy Mike, because like this ain't even being dramatic. Like he was driving, like he saved us that day. I mean, I think it was God, because Mike's good, but like, bro, I'm telling you, you couldn't see the road. You couldn't see the road, you couldn't see the lines, and you going through these curves, and like, he's going like 10, 15, 20 miles an hour. Like I mean, we all like I've never been in a car this quiet. Like all of us were just like, and every now and then he'd be like, bro, like I can't see. And we'd be like, you doing great, man. And like another car would come, and like it was sketchy, bro. Like probably one of the sketchiest rides I've ever been on. The only other ride I've been on that was that sketchy, same highway. My friend Jessica, like her axle or something snapped, or something, not snapped, but like something came loose. Same highway, and like every time she turned, it felt like the whole ass end of the car. It was, I don't know, like it felt crazy. Like it felt like it was just weird. Yeah, twice. So my whole point is, I don't be going on that highway up to Yellowstone once the weather get bad, because I didn't had too many bad experiences, and also lots of good experiences. Yeah, Jose, it's gonna work out, man. You right. You right. What up, Mike? Okay, you like the Southwest Chief train? Yeah, it's nice. It's nice. Oh, Angela off work. Let's go. Um, Victory. You said you feel like you're too kind to let your guard down and attract rude people to be more rude. Any advice there? My advice would be, if you're a kind person, don't let other people make you not be a not kind person. You know, at the end of the day, it's about being who you are, and like, but like I said, there are people who play the game rude, and it's been my experience that the kinder and the nicer I am, the more I attract those people. You know, when it became my baseline to just be happy and joyful as much as possible, I tend to attract those people. And when I do come across like rude people, I just don't really rock with them. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I understand like that's just who they are. So I just try best I can to ignore them and just not rock with them. Because like I'm not gonna, like, in your scenario, either you stay being kind or you change to be what, ruder, meaner. But that's not cool. So like, except once you pick a way to play the game, you just gotta stay the course. And if you feel like being a kind person is right and that's who you are, you know I think just stay the course. Jennifer, good to see you too. Good to see you too. Let me get back up here. I think where am I? I'm trying to stay going down the chat. Hey, Drew, glad you like that story. What good happened to me today? I got to watch. I'm getting to live stream with y'all, good people. But like I mentioned earlier, there was a really cool game that has a play test, and I got to just chill out and I ate a poke bowl and had some root beer, and I just got to lay in bed and relax and watch a streamer I really appreciate, Coke Carnage, just play a game, and be part of the community of him streaming. So that's amazing to me. That was just a chill day. I also got to go to a park I like to go to and walk around for a little bit. When I went down there to the dentist office, I saw, what are the people there that, for years I've been going there, and she's one of the happiest, nicest people you ever meet. So it was cool to see her, so just some fun little things that, make me happy. I enjoy the big adventures, but like the small little things mean almost just as much, honestly. Hey, Praveen, coming in. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Super Chat Squad, appreciate the love, the donation to the Freedom Fund. Thank you, Praveen. It is good to see you, my brother. Glad you made this one. Said it was a very rough evening. Sorry to hear that. But still want to spread love and positivity. Great to see you, Tim. I have an interview coming up on Friday. Hope things get better in my job search. Thanks, Tim. No, thank you, Praveen. And I will definitely be saying prayers for you about this new job. Sorry to hear you had a rough evening. But I appreciate you still coming through, showing love, being here. We miss you when you're not here. So your presence is definitely felt. So thank you, Praveen. I appreciate that. And good luck with the job search, with the job interview, excuse me. We got Alfonso coming through as well. Alfonso, my boy. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That's love, Super Chat Squad. So we get to be kind and share abundance with each other. Hey, I appreciate that abundance and that kindness, sir. Thank you, thank you. It is true. It's true. And I firmly believe, thank you so much. I firmly believe maybe in the beginning it seems a little, maybe I think if we've been one way, and as we're transitioning to like this lifestyle of abundance and joy and happiness, we might still have some of that. But I know for me, and I think a lot of y'all will agree, like once you get on that path, you get more of that back. Like I just don't get and I think this is part of it too. I don't get a ton of like rude, mean people in my life. When I do, I think I don't pay it as much attention as I used to. Every now and then still somebody will do something, and especially when I'm driving, somebody will do something, but like I'm like, even if I get upset, I'm like, is it? And then I'm like, really, Tim, you get mad about that? Like it's there. In the past, I would be mad all day. You know what I mean? Now it's just kind of like, I might get a little hot, or some stuff people do. I'm just like, whatever, bro. Like and I think that's just because I don't focus on that. I like abundance and kindness, and like I work in a hotel, right? Until the end of this month, I'm working at a hotel, and like it's weird when you're like you're supposed to greet all the guests, and most of the time I do, but a lot of times it's just kind of like I'm obligated to, right? So it'll be like I'm walking past somebody, I'm like, how you doing? And they're like, It's always something. Can y'all hear that? I wonder if y'all be able to see it. Oh, there's a plane. I was wondering what the plane interaction. I'm gonna say hi because I have to. They're gonna say hi because I said hi to them, and then it'll be somebody who, like, even before I can say hi, they're like, "Hey, how you doing?" And I'm like, "I'm great. How are you?" And we just have like this little 3 second situation, but like that means more to me than the people, especially like, uh, we can be honest. When there's like a when people come from like the deep woods of Montana to town and they stay at my hotel, them people don't talk as much. We not even gonna some of them. Now some of them are super nice too. But when you get the boots and the hats and it ain't as friendly, right? But like I said, even some of them super friendly. But like I don't pay any attention to that because like the one person who does say, "Hey, how you doing?" means so much to me. You know what I mean? And my point is that like when you lock in on love and you lock in on abundance and you lock in on joy and you lock in on happiness, it don't take much of that to make your day. Whereas like when you lock in on all that other stuff, nothing ever makes your day. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think this like, hey, we just keep being kind, being abundant, and we keep getting it back. You know. Harry, yes, I'm completely sober from alcohol. Yes, going on I think 7 years now. What up, Doopy? Actually, it might be next month, somewhere in July and August. It's the year, so I think it's going on 7 years now. But the year doesn't really matter. Hey, Jim Diver, appreciate you asking people at the like button. We're almost at 100. Thank you. Praveen, you're good, man. You don't have to share. We just appreciate you being here. Hope your even gets better. But the thing is classic. Like, yeah, people who play the game in an evil manner, it don't matter what you do, they gonna try to take advantage of you. They try to take advantage of the other evil people. You know what I mean? So that's the way I look at it. Like, I'm not gonna change being who I am because I'm scared of what people are gonna do. People say, "Oh, you can't let them take your kindness for weakness." They can take my kindness for whatever they want. I'm not weak. You know what I mean? You trying to get over on me doesn't mean you're going to get over on me. So that's why I'm like, I'm not changing. I'm not stupid. I'm not going through life naive, but like I'm gonna be kind and joyful. And if you think that means you're gonna take advantage of me, you're gonna be sadly mistaken. But hey, say you do get me. Okay, that'll work out. You know what I mean? Hey, we got some more love in the chat. Thank y'all so much. Drew coming through. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let me give you a like on that. Said abundance begets more abundance. Let's go. Anytime somebody puts spaghettis, yeah, I mean, they don't use words like that on other streams. Ain't nobody saying baguettes. We out here saying baguettes. Okay. Um, Thanks, as always, for this community, Tim. I love the fellowship and communion here. Glad to be part of it. Hey, thank you for being a part of it. And thank all of y'all for being a part of it. Like I always say, I just turned the camera on. Y'all are the actual community. So thank you so much, Drew, and I appreciate that love. And we also got Doopy coming through. Doopy Trouble Music. Good to see you. Good to see you, my friend. Appreciate that love. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Super Chat Squad, Freedom Funders. Thank you so much. Let's go. Thank you. I love it, man. Tell you, I don't know. I like words. I'm fascinated by words. I just don't want to miss nothing in the chat here. Hey, Mitchell, sorry to hear about the rejection. You're right. It does suck. It sucks. And here's the thing. I mean, we're allowed to feel the suck. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, even within, the knowledge of it's going to get better, I just got to keep going. It's okay to feel the emotions. It's okay to feel the feels. Like, bro, rejection sucks. I don't care how much people are like, oh, get used to rejection. Like, we have this thing in life where like we try not to feel the feels. No fear, no, bro. Like, if you're scared, you scared. Do it anyway. You know what I mean? But like, yeah, if you get rejected, it hurts. You keep going, but like that's it. Like we have these emotions, we have these feelings for a reason, and it's okay to feel them as long as you know that like on the back end of that, you're gonna keep going. You know. And just from your comment, it seems like you're determined to keep going. So it's gonna work out. It all works out. I should have named this stream. It's all gonna work out. And I mean that, like not just saying that. Like it does, you know, it does. So hang in there, keep going, please. Travel money. I'm actually not a seasonal worker right now. Like the job I have is like a full time job, but I put my notice in, so I'm leaving the end of July. Hey, Justin said, ever since I sobered up beginning of 2025, my business has been great. I don't even look for work or advertise. My phone keeps ringing off the hook. Definitely blessed in Billings. Let's go. Montana in the building. Hey, I'm telling you, beautiful thing getting sober. Beautiful thing. Does natural scenery and beauty ever lose its wow factor? Priya, not for me. Um, like I just love nature. You know what I mean? So it's like I just love being, you know, like what's the alternative? You know? Um, so for me, I love nature. I love seeing new nature, new scenery. The alternative is being in these man-made boxes. So nah, it's I just love it. Maybe for other people it might, but I just love it. You know. What up, Mir? 199. Yeah, man, sceneries. It's a. I was hoping y'all could see over the ledge here and see the mountains behind me as I was streaming, but you can kind of see them. You can kind of see the mountains back there. But yeah, we outside. I asked downstairs. I said, "Does the Wi-Fi reach the roof?" She said, "Yeah." I said, "I'm going up there." Harry, I did not use AA. You know, no disrespect to that organization. They've helped millions get sober. I don't agree with a lot of their messaging. And I'm kind of an introverted, keep to myself person. Nothing would have made me want to drink more than sitting around a bunch of people talking about drinking. So, yeah. Exactly, Wizard. This too shall pass. Like mom used to say, this too shall pass. And it's true. TG, what up? Uncle Tim and Big Unc is here, man. Big Unc is here. What do you want to talk about? Unc is here. Praveen about to go get some ice cream? Okay, okay. But if sugar before bed gives you nightmares, I don't know, sir. Hollis, good to see you. Been a minute. 710 checking in as well. Dealing with the breakup of the girl who moved up to Steamboat with me. Just left for Denver last night after a blow up. I don't know how to deal with it since she was disrespectful. Sorry to hear that, 710. You know, affairs of the heart are the hardest. I definitely put up some prayers for you. Maybe y'all work that out. Yeah, those are the rough ones. Hang in there. I don't know. MEE, I don't know exactly what you're talking about, but I refuse to feel like I'm powerless in any situation. I'm a timeless, ageless energy being who's just currently experiencing what it's like to be a human. You not finna tell me any human being is gonna rob me totally of my power. You know. Now, if they like physically imprison me or something, well then you know. Even then, I'm trying to Shawshank that mug. You know what I mean? If I'm wrongfully imprisoned, you know. But like, no one's gonna tell me I can't. You see what they're doing? Yes, they rig the system, and then they program us to believe like it's impossible to unrig our rigging, right? They rig the system, and then they program you to believe there's nothing you can do. No, no, I refuse, bro. I'm not. I don't. I'm not from this. You know what I mean? I'm just here for a few years experiencing what this human thing is. And while I'm here, I'm going to ride this thing till the wheels fall off. And no other human or possible energy being who's just pretending to be a human like I am is going to tell me I can't do anything. Especially if I live in a free country. Huh? Huh? Like, I honestly, like, and not in like a actually speak to me way, but like, I think about the ancestors a lot. And all of our ancestors, for the most part, had way rougher lives than we did, right? And I think about the ancestors a lot. And they low key come to me and they go, Tim, we did not put up with everything we put up with for you to be putting up with, with the same stuff. You know what I mean? No matter who your ancestors were, right? However, they went through so much stuff. even though those ancestors are just my human ancestors. But anyway, I think about that a lot. In order for me to live the life I live now, people who went before me went through a lot of crazy stuff, and they did what they had to do. You think the system is rigged now? Imagine trying to get free in, from, from the South in the 1800s, early 1800s, and people did it. You mean to tell me now that was a rigged system? If you was a slave in the early 1800s, that was a rigged system. You had no rights, and people were able to like get out of that system, get up north, get free. And even people who didn't make it tried it. You mean to tell me, or like other people who was, going from the East Coast out to the West Coast to like start a new life. We not gonna get into like stealing land and all that, but I'm just saying, like, people who braved all kind of peril to go to a place they'd never been to before to start a new life, to try to like better their life. You mean to tell me like that's a rigged system? When you got to deal with, dysentery, oxen, and what I mean, like so many things their ancestors went through because they stubbornly were like, nah, I need something better. Those are rigged systems. That's a rigged game. Like that's like life or death. You not gonna have me believing that like just because it's gonna get rough out here. You know what I mean? Nah, this is cake. This is a cakewalk. Now, and I'm not diminishing our struggles, but I'm just saying, like, if you look at it that way, and if I try and I fail, okay, but ain't nobody gonna tell me it's impossible. What? What? I wish we didn't have a word impossible. You ever thought about that? Hang on one second. Hold that thought. Somebody super chatted. I'm in my bag. I don't want to miss it. I do not want to miss it. William, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Super chat squad, thank you, thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you so much. I appreciate the love. Thank you. I don't want to miss it. Freedom Funder, thank you. Have you ever thought about the fact that like if there was no word impossible, then we wouldn't have the concept of impossible. And we would do so much. I think we would do so much more in life if we didn't have the word impossible and didn't have the concept. Because the word impossible gives us an out. Can't be done. It gives us an out. Too late. But if we didn't have that word, we wouldn't have the concept. And then we would just try more stuff because it would just be like, yeah, you try it and it's possible. You might fail, but like it's not impossible. You see how powerful words are? They come up with the word impossible, and now it's a concept, and now we start believing things that aren't impossible because there's other people doing it. We believe they're impossible because we have the concept. If we didn't have that word, didn't have the concept, all of us would probably do so much more stuff because you would just try. There would just be trying and doing it, and there would be trying and failing, and it wouldn't be a big deal. But now it's like, oh, it's impossible. I might as well not even try. I'm like, bro, like people have been out here with way harder lives and they made it. This is just the stuff we have to deal with. It's never impossible. It's only impossible if you think it's impossible. Respectfully. Hey, really, good luck getting that apartment, man. And quitting drinking is definitely going to help. Thank you, Ryan. Yeah, I try to keep a nice backdrop behind me, I love looking back at my videos and seeing places I've been and filmed in, and I really appreciate it, and people seem to too, so we're going to keep doing that. Loretta, beautiful overcast day, Pacific Northwest, in the PNW. Good to see you. Appreciate you watching the old videos, Praveen, and commenting. Love that engagement. Yeah. I'll be up in Estes Park again, I'm sure. Yeah. I'm going to live in Loveland one day. So I don't know when, but I'm going to live in Loveland one day. So yeah, I'll be up that way. Yeah. That girl, Karina, you got a 45-year-old cousin, doesn't want kids, just want to travel the world. Kids will hold them down. that's an option. And shout out to all the fathers and mothers out there, and the people who have their kids and love them and it's the best thing in their life. I'm all for that. But also shout out to the people like your cousin who, that's not the route we're taking. And I just I like all of us to take the route when it comes to kids or marriage or anything that works best for us. What up, Infamous? 85. What up? What up? What up? Thank you. Thank you. Exactly, Wizard. And our ancestors were badasses and we're badasses. I think we've kind of, we live in a society that wants us to lose sight of that. But like we're badasses too. Like we're the same as them. They just kind of like had to do it a lot of times. And back then the programming wasn't back then like the example they saw was people doing it. So they did it. The example we see most of the time is people not doing it. So we don't do it. But like we're the same as them. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, we got their DNA in us. Yeah, agent, that ideal, the attitude of like, why can't you just do what everyone else does? Because that's not what I want to do. My thing is this: why do you care so much? Like if you're living your life and you're happy, why does it bother you when you look over and see me living my life and being happy? Truly, this has been my experience. Truly happy people just want other people to be happy, and they don't care how they get there. Not so truly happy people seem to be very worked up about how other people live their life. That's a good barometer for me as to like a person's true happiness level. The people I know that I believe are truly happy are usually pretty chill about what other people do. A, they're too busy being happy and living their own life. And B, like they understand, because usually to get truly happy, you kind of have to take some steps to get there, right? I don't care what people say about happiness is a state of mind, and it is. But also in today's society, I think you got to take some steps to find your happiness. My opinion. So those people realize, like, hey, I had to do some things. I had to make some moves to find my joy, find my happiness. This person over there is doing that. It may not be the same moves I had to make, but I just want them happy. Yeah, I don't understand why people care what other people do. You know, it's always weird to me. What up, Rico? Good to see you. Victor, if you have a friend and they don't help you out in hard times, are they still a real friend? I think they're just a friend that doesn't help you out in hard times. And it's fine to have friends like that. You can have some people in your life and they're your friend and they're amazing to hang out with and y'all have a great time. But can call. So you just know, like, okay, if I'm going through it, I'm gonna call so and so and not so and so. That doesn't mean we have to write them off as friends. They're just not a friend who's gonna be there in those times. Maybe they got other stuff going on. Maybe that they're uncomfortable being around people going through stuff. Like, you know, do you enjoy their company? Well, then, hang out with them when they are around. That might not be their skill set. They might just be the fun, happy party friend. That's fine. The other person might be the come over at 2 a.m. and cry with your friend. That's fine. I think friendship is such a important thing and community is such an important thing that, like, unless someone just really does something bad to us and you're like, nah, I can't rock with that person, it's okay for people to be in your life as much as they can be. Like, we don't have to put stipulations on friendship. You have to do all of this or you are not my friend. Now, if that's how you want to set your friend group up, cool. But I think, like, yeah, you can just realize, like, hey, that person is not good at that, but she's great or he's great other aspects of friendship. So, that's my whatever, you know what I mean? Like, I don't, personally, that's my opinion. And like Angela says, yeah, sometimes friends come and go. You might have someone in there in your life and they're an amazing friend, and then y'all kind of grow apart. That doesn't mean they're a bad person. That doesn't mean we have to talk crap about them. I've come and gone out of people's lives. And in the past, I wasn't always the best with it. I just disappear on people. I like to think they give me a little grace. I'm trying to, y'all hear that car alarm? That better not be my car. Hold on. I gotta walk over here and see if I can see. Oh, they turned. Okay, that wasn't my car. Okay, I was about to have to walk over there and see if that was my car. I don't even know if my car got an alarm. When I think about it. Virginia in the building. What up, Rose? Hollis been stocking shelves and unloading trucks for the fireworks. Okay, making a little money. I've never lived in Virginia. No. Yeah, Natty. A lot of people share that same sentiment. Me too. Like, not drinking is one of the best things I ever did. It's amazing how much better my life got when I stopped. Even though you kind of think it'll be the opposite. Like, oh man, my life's gonna get so much worse. So boring and all that. But it's so much better. Okay, now you're taking a month off to go camping in Indiana. Let's go, Hollis. Tommy, I do not do weights or push-ups or anything like that. I'm chilling. I mean, I work hard at work. Housekeeping is hard work, so I get a good physical workout in at work. But no, I don't. I don't. I like if I ever decide to like try to gain some weight, I would do that. But like as far as like my health, I don't. I don't think I need to do all that personally. I'm with you, agent. As long as people aren't hurting nobody, I don't care what they do. Yeah, classic. If I met someone, we became friends, and then we had a connection. Out of nowhere, they ghosted me. It would suck. It would hurt. I would have to feel the feels, but I mean, that's their right. I'm sure I'd be asking myself for a little bit after that, like, did I do something? But like, if I didn't do anything, well, people have the right to come and go in your life. So it would hurt, but like, once again, I don't. I would try not to think of them as a bad person. I just think, well, maybe they didn't want to be my friend anymore, which is their right. People don't have to be your friend. So I try to think about, like I said, it'll still hurt, but like, people don't have to be my friend. So if someone suddenly is like, I don't want to rock with Tim no more, okay, sorry. I've never bumped into Bigfoot. No, Bigfoot isn't real. Maybe it is. I don't know. Yeah, Loretta, that is so funny that like, yeah, people automatically assume that you'd be happier with someone else. And even if you're happy and single, people are always trying to tell you like, you'll find somebody. And it's like, they could be right. I might find somebody and I might get happier. But I'm like, acknowledge my happiness now. And don't think I'm lying when I say I'm happy now. That's what gets me. Is you're like, man, I'm happy being single. People are like, no, you're not. Like, but bro, stop. Like, why would I lie? Trust me. I know, speaking for myself, like, I kind of wish I wanted to date more. Whenever these days when I have opportunities, I'm just like, yeah, I'm cool. You know what I mean? Like, I wish I still had that urge, that fire to date I had when I was younger. But like, I'm chilling now. But yeah, I just don't like when, especially when half of them are in bad relationships too. Actually, I shouldn't say that. Some of them are in great relationships, but like, I don't. Excuse me. Hold on. Excuse me. People who are like in a great relationship and they want that for you, I respect that. Um, but most people who say stuff like that are just going off like the programming. And it just annoys me when people talk to me in like programmed language. You know, I'd be like, if you gonna talk to me like give me your thoughts. Don't give me the programming. I've not ever owned an aquarium. No, no, I'm not in the parking garage. My car's in the parking lot down there. Yeah, I mean, it could have been my car. The alarm went off, so either they stole it or it was somebody. It was either somebody else's car or they stole my car. I don't know because I can't see my car from here. So agent lost 8 pounds in 2 months. Let's go. That grocery job. Hey, see you later, Praveen. Glad you can make this stream. For dinner tonight, Cammy, I got a poke bowl and a salad. So yeah, we're gonna eat good tonight. Yeah, like I said, classic. It's tough, man. Like it's devastating. Like when you open up to someone, friendship, relationship, and it don't work out, it hurts. Like it. It's. I mean, that's life. As humans, like we're social creatures. That's like the biggest thing is connection. And when that connection goes away, it's it hurts. Hey, let's go, agent. Starting to get them looks. 12-hour night shift. Oof. What up, DJ? Rico, I'm not saying exactly the car I bought just because I don't feel like people knowing what I'm driving. So, because the more you answer, the more people question it. So if you say, "Oh, this type of car," "Oh, what color is it? What year?" Blah, 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 blah. So I'm just we chilling. 365 said, dealing with coworkers who are engulfed in stress, debt, and drama. I live a simple, quiet life. I'm very blessed to maintain this life. Beating all of this at 32 as a black man as I age. Any advice? Hey, keep doing what you're doing. You know, keep doing what you're doing. You seem like you got it figured out. Part of the reason I think we hate work so much is because it puts us, or we dislike work so much, is because it puts us routinely in rooms with people we otherwise wouldn't deal with. You know, if you have a simple, quiet life, you probably outside of work spend most of your time alone or with other people living a simple, quiet life. Then you got to go down there to the job and deal with people living a totally different lifestyle. It's frustrating. It's annoying. Um, but that's the game. Like that's one of the hard parts of work. It's like, man, I ain't even trying to be around these people. Why I got to deal with these people every day? But like, for me, I try to avoid the people at work that I don't want to talk to as much as possible, and then I just try to understand like this is the way they're playing the game. So I know off these people I'm gonna get laziness. I know off these people I'm gonna get aggravation. I know off these people I'm gonna get attitude. I What else can I expect from lazy people? What else can I expect from you know people with attitude? So I just try to not let it bother me as much as possible. Just accept it and get up out of there as soon as possible. Hey, Russia in the building. How you doing? How you doing? The Urals. Let's go. Yeah, Rick. So far, we kind of we're over that. So yeah, yeah, blessed. Yeah, classic. That's true. The more we love ourselves, the more, and like when you genuinely believe you're a decent person, even when someone does leave, if you, like I said, if you know you didn't do anything or you can't think of anything you've done and you've just been being a decent person, it's a lot easier to deal with as opposed to like when you did some stuff. I know. I've lost a lot of friends and I was doing some stuff in the past. A lot of it, stemmed from drinking, but like, But nowadays, if I lose a friend, it's just like, hey, like man, must been time to move on, Am I gonna do some more car dwelling content for the YouTubes? Probably not, DJ. I don't think I'm gonna be dwelling in that car. Infamous. If you can't have a regular job, yeah, why not try and create your own job? Why wouldn't it be wise? Yeah, go for it. Why not? Any travel plan? Yes, Sarah. I don't have any set in stone plans, but we're trying to figure out what we're gonna do. But honestly, like I said, I don't have any set in stone plans yet. No, but we're gonna do some traveling. Xtina, what up? What up? What up? Boston in the building. Let's go. Hey, glad to hear that. 365. Appreciate you sticking around. J1, can't wait, can't wait to move. Let's go. Yeah, man. I mean, and I have a nomadic soul, so I think I am definitely on the extreme end of this. But I think even people who aren't as nomadic as me, I think if where you live isn't doing it for you, moving is an option. I think we get so used to just, I'm here and I've always been here and this is where I live. But like, it's a big world. It's a big country. If you live in America, um, and other countries are big too. Like if you're not getting what you want from where you're at, you can go somewhere else and get that hopefully, or get something different. You know, yeah, I just being blessed to be able to do some traveling and just seeing how different it can be. 5 hours away, 5 hours down. You know what I mean? You can go to a different state. Like here in the Bear, you go to a different state. The next state over is totally different. You know? I'm not playing this game with you. Respectfully, I'm not playing this game with you. Like, every so often, and the person I'm talking to knows who I'm talking to, and I'm gonna wrap this up, and then I'll get back to talking to the rest of y'all. Every so often, you come through with this weird vibe, and I'm tired of it. So that's the final block. I ain't going back in this time and unblocking you. Respectfully, I might, but no time soon. DJ, wifey, and you are beginning the slow travel journey at the end of the year. Nice. The plans to be out of the country for at least 2 years. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. That sounds fun. I wish, like, next time I go out the country, I hope I can stay longer. I just always get a hankering to come back to good old America. Um, but I'm like, man, I really would like to, if I could stay out the country like 3 months, that'd be awesome. Then I could come back and really appreciate it. Sorry about that earlier, folks. Sometimes I don't know, man. I just have to do a little sniping. Japan, yeah, once again, I gotta get to these places I keep saying I gotta get to, and I have the opportunity. I just gotta do it. But once again, I'm kind of looking for a travel partner. I've done lots of solo travel. Um, you recommend Japan? Nice. Thanks, agent. I've done a lot of solo travel, and I kind of want to travel with somebody these days. Like, I don't know. He said, I'm not saying. Lerner went down there, good old Mexico. The vibe shift was what you needed. Nice. Yeah, 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 yeah. I remember the first time I went to Mexico, and I just really enjoyed the fact that no one paid me any attention. I mean, no one paid me attention in America, but like it was even less attention. You know what I mean? Like it was just cool being in a different culture and like nobody paid me any attention. I'm just walking, like, I don't know. It just felt, I don't know. It's just a good feeling. I don't even know if that's the best way to describe it. I don't know. It just felt cool. Baltimore in the building. What up, 410? Steve? Yeah, DJ. I don't know why we no, I do know that like doomer content gets views. So I think a lot of people go towards that for that reason. I think also, once again, I say it a lot, but it's because it's true. I think we're programmed to, most people, that's all they talk about. You know, most people's lives is all negative talk. So when they start making content, it's the same thing. And when they see people like responding to it, they keep doing it. But like, yeah, man, it's aggravating to those of us who that's not who we are. Who've seen through the program. It's like, man, we want some positive content. Um, we and there's other people who, I think, and I'm biased because I'm a positivity creator, but I think, even though everyone seems to think is the opposite, I think a lot of times the more positive people are more realistic. The negative people just focus so much on the negative, they're not really giving you, they're not as objective, because they're trying to scare you with the negative. They're trying to get the negative out for whatever reason. I think a lot of times the positive creators and the people who start with positivity naturally come back and be like, now, this is all, like when they do give you the negative, it's realistic. You know what I mean? Because it's like, I don't know, like, it's almost like when you're trying to be positive, like you don't have any skin in the game. You know what I mean? Like, hey, I don't know. Like, at least that's how I am with it. It's just like, I want to be positive, but if there are some things, I'm like, oh, keep in mind this, blah, 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 blah. But like, hey, this was my experience. Overall, it was good. Whereas the people who are trying to preach like the negative, like, oh, this is horrible, they rarely come back and be like, oh, but also, I had the most amazing, you know what I mean? It's hard. It's hard when you're trying to say something's horrible to come back and be like, oh, but also, whereas like if you're being positive, it's not as hard to be like, hey, overall, amazing experience. I did this. Oh, by the way, I did have to deal with this, so watch out for that. See how much easier that flows. So that's what I like, uh, for me when I watch content, especially like travel content. People who are positive, but then I also know when they do mention something negative, I can believe it because I know they're not doing it for views or trying to, doom and gloom or to scare people. They're just mentioning like, hey, this actually happened, or watch out for this. I would say it had a I don't care about these Americans atmosphere. Yeah, yeah. 410 Steve, I'm in the market. We I go back and forth as to whether I want to stay in the market, but yeah, I invest. But I also invest in like in the stock market, but I also invest in precious metals, and I invest in WNBA cards. I think there's lots of. I have a problem with the fact that like everybody thinks is like be in the stock market or be in real estate. You know what I mean? There's so many other investments out there, and one of these days I'm gonna do my alternative investment video. But like, there's so many things you can buy and like hold and sell later for a profit. But everybody's just like stock market, real estate, and I'm just like, bro, like those are fine, but like those aren't for everybody. And I would much more. I enjoy investing in things I like. I love the WNBA. The women in the they're my heroes. So like, I like investing in like WNBA trading cards. You know, and if you watch like I watch, you can make some good plays. So I'd much rather. That's a lot more fun for me making money that way than index funds. Which I do enjoy. Like, I was thinking about this the other day. Is like, I don't worry about finances. I enjoy them, right? So I do enjoy like investing, but like I really enjoy investing in things I love. Got to pay the vehicle off, and then you might go to Japan, Angela. Okay, okay, cool, 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 cool. Respect, respect. Yeah, I got to pay my car off too. I'll be forgetting. I'll be forgetting I have a car, so I'll be like thinking about some travel plans, and then I'm like, wait, what you gonna do with your car? I'm like, oh, which I mean, I'll figure it out. But like, I'll forget I have a car. Um, like I was like, oh man, I could go to Portland for like a month, and I was looking at Airbnbs. And I'm like, Tim, them Airbnbs is way too close to downtown. You're not parking your car there. I'm like, oh yeah, yeah. Like the other part of my brain was like, where are we gonna park the car? We not finna park our car near downtown. I'm like, oh yeah, you're right. I got a car. And then I'm like, oh yeah, I got to drive there. How long is the drive? I'd be forgetting I got a car. Um, but I'm glad I got it. I ain't mad. There's some bugs out here. When the sun starts going down, the bugs start coming out. I have noticed. It seems a little cloudy out here. I wonder if there's a wildfire somewhere. It's a little smoky out here. It's that time of year. Hang on one second. I'm just checking something. Sometimes my phone gets weird about the comments, so I'm pulling up the stream on my laptop just to see, just to make sure I'm not missing no comments. Exactly. Well, I'm totally missing comments. I was wondering why nobody's comment. It's just not sure. Hold on, let me. I did this last time and the comments went away, but hold on. Let's go to top chat. Let's go back to live chat. Yep. There's something weird with my phone. It just makes. Anyway, I got the comments pulled up on the screen. Sorry, I wasn't answering no comments. They just disappeared on my screen. So we're back now. I got them over here on my laptop. So we good. Where we at? Where we at? Hey, Carolyn, how you doing? How you doing? Said I don't feel like when you talk fully about the negative all the time, you have as much impact as when you talk about the negative things and the good things that happen right there too. I agree. You know, if you if you just talk negative all the time, like what impact are you having? You know what I mean? So like I think it is important to but like I said, I'm biased because I'm a positive person. You know. Hey Rodriguez, we talked about this a little earlier, but I think America's an amazing country. You know, I know people who have left, and that's fine too. But like, you know, if you want to stay, it's fine. You know what I mean? Like it's I think it's a preference thing. But also, like I said earlier, I think a lot of people live in the not so good parts of America, and that's why I'm always like travel, see other parts of the country. You know. Carolyn, you think the key thing when you kind of investing is you should diversify? Yeah. If you believe in diversifying, I think it's important to diversify. I know other people who say the opposite. That hey, like if I believe in something, I go all in on it. Um, you know, just our beliefs. Steve, you invest in Bitcoin and the stock market? Nice. An app called Neighbor where you can park your car cheaply on a monthly basis. It's like Airbnb. Ooh, I didn't know about that, Rob. Thanks for that information. Thank you. Loretta been solo camping with your dog Chloe. I went camping in June. A weird guy comes to the campground. Hey, there's always that. Talk about. I got to tell y'all my weird guy experience at the uh, uh, the gas station today. So I al- so I go to gas stations, right? And all the gas stations these days, there's like 12 pumps. So like I don't like to park right up by the gas station because like I don't want to have to back out. So I pull up and park at a pump even when I'm not getting gas. Now, if it's busy and I know somebody might need that pump, I don't do it. But most of the time, It's not busy. Like nobody's coming to use this pump, right? So I park at the pump. So I went in the gas station this morning, get my coffee, grab the water. It was actually this water because I was gonna go do some walking around um, at the park. And so as I'm coming back to my car, I see this homeless dude like walking towards my car. And I'm like, man, here we go. And like I couldn't get in my car quick because like I had parked really close to the pump, so I had to like hold the door and I had to put my coffee up top and I had to put my water in and then grab my car and then like as I'm squeezing in, like he's on me, right? So like as I'm getting in the car, sitting down, he's right there. He's like, hey, he said, don't tell these white people he's a white dude. Now keep in mind, this is a white homeless dude. He's like, don't tell these white people we friends, okay? And he's like, I'm trying to, like, I don't want to be rude and just slam my door. So my door's like cracked. I'm sitting in the driver's seat and I'm looking out. He's like, don't tell these white people we friends. I'm like, oh, okay. He's like, yeah, I had this white guy take me in his van last night. And he was like, he took me down the south end of some road. He's like, I was scared. I'm like, oh, okay. Kind of like I am now. And he was like, he was like, he was like, I was scared. He didn't believe I was scared. He's like, I thought about punching him in the face and stealing his car and going to California. That's when I was like, okay, I'm about to slam the door and be rude. But I'm trying not to be rude, you know? And I was like, okay. And then he was like, this, I'm not making this up. This is when I was like, I'm leaving. I'm done. he was, I'm telling you, I'm not exact. This is what he said. He was like, yeah, I thought about stealing the guy's car and like, punch him in the face and stealing his car and going to California. He said, now sodomy's not fun, but I don't need to spill my guts to you. So sad. I was like, what? That's when I was like, all right, I gotta go. And like, I start to close the door and he tried to stick his hand in to like fist bump me. And I just slammed the door. So like his fist, he kind of moved it and he kind of like hit my windshield. And then he like licked his finger and start trying to clean my windshield. I just backed up. I gunned it out of there. I just backed up, got out of there. It was crazy. Hold on, I gotta bring the. Oops, sorry about that. I gotta bring the screen back up with the chat. Like it was crazy. Like, and not laughing at the man because I'm sure he's suffering with some mental illness, but like it was crazy, bro. I'm like, what is this dude talking about? I'm like, why are you trying to lick and like? It was crazy. It was crazy. So I get you, Loretta, about the weird people. Oh, Carolyn, yes. If you don't like the stock market, there's definitely things you put your money in. Yes. Good night, agent. Yeah, that was crazy. Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing. Like, me. Like, I do a lot of walking in a lot of cities. And I had to, and I felt bad about it. But I've noticed that like a lot of times, and I'm not trying to harp on homeless people here, but like a lot of time, like I give off good energy, so they'll walk past me and just like, and I had to make the decision. I'm like, I'm not fist bumping people I don't know, especially if they look dirty, like respectfully. Like I'm not coming at them calling them, but like I had to just stop. So it happens to me all the time. Like I'm walking and someone will just be like, hey, brother. And these days I'm just like, huh. I used to do like I remember once I was in Denver crossing the street and this dude he didn't even look at me, nothing. We were just walking the street past each other and he just went, and I just instinctively fist bumped him like in the middle of the road, like we're crossing the street walking. I instinctively was just like, boom. And then I'm like, what are you doing? And after that, I was like, Tim, do not fist bump people you do not know, especially if they look a little. So these days, no. I don't. Nah, I'm like, I'll just be like, hey, I might air fist bump them. But I'm like, nah, you're not finna be, I don't know, man. Like, I just don't, it's just things happening. Tom BBK said, BKK, excuse me. Any advice for someone ready for a big life change? Keep up the great work. Thank you. We gonna try. Go for it. And I know that sounds very cliche and simple, but like, obviously I feel like there's something making you want to make the change. Go for it. I think a lot of times, I know me, if I'm about to make a big change, you start to second guess, you start to think about all the things that could happen. We start to think about the negative. But honestly, like most of that stuff won't happen. It can't. All of it can't happen. You know, we'll sit here and think for months about all this bad stuff that can happen if we do the change. All of it can't happen. There's not enough hours in the day, right? You know what I mean? And it's just like, and sometimes too, yeah, we like this is crazy. Why do I want to do? There's a reason. There's a reason we have the desire to make these big changes. And honestly, I think that's light. You know what I mean? Like we've created a society where like little changes are okay, but big changes are crazy. But like we were talking about earlier, so many of our ancestors, I would say most of our ancestors, eh, made big changes regularly. You know what I mean? Or made some crazy big changes. I think that's part of life. If something's pushing us in that direction, we should listen. So especially if it is a big change, because that means like there's a reason. You know, you're not gonna like little changes. You might just someone mentions something, you're like, oh, I could do that too. But like the big changes that don't make sense, and you're like, why do I just have this desire to? That's something I think subconsciously. I think that's something in the universe. I think that's God, like something inside of us and something outside of us, something greater than just like our conscious thought is pushing us in a direction. And it's like, I feel like those are the things that if we don't listen, we regret down the line. Those are the things that 10 years later, you're like, man, if I had just, if I had just done that, where would I be? And that's why the regret is so bad, because you can't answer that question. Where would I be if I had just done that? So I'm big on like going for it. Like it's gonna work out. And if it doesn't, like you'll learn from it. It's like I don't think life is meant to be lived small if we don't want to live it small. You know, I'm all for big change. It's amazing. One of the things I love about my life is like looking back and just seeing the change, and it gives me so much like hope for the future, because I'm like, if this were my life was at before and I was able to switch it up to where it is now, where will my life be 10 years from now? You know what I mean? Like I have no clue, because I didn't have a clue I would be sitting here on a rooftop of a co-working space in Montana 10 years ago, 15 years ago. So like I'm all for big change. So my advice is always just go for it. Figure it out the best you can, go for it. You'll figure out the rest along the way. No matter for life. Let's go, Dark Shadow. Hey, AO, I'm all for moving somewhere else where it's easier for you. You know, if you want to move to somewhere like Spain where it's simpler, it's more affordable, go. Like there's nothing. This is the programming. The programming tells us, oh, you need to stay here and grind it out. Why? Take the husband, take the wife, take the kid, go. Go find like the world is put here for all of us. Man came along and put up these imaginary lines called borders, right? That which is put the whole world here for everybody. And if there are places where it's cheaper and you might be able to live the life you want more, go. Go. Some people won't understand it. That's their problem. They'll understand it 5 years from now when you come back to visit and you're looking good and your skin's clear and you're healthy and you got monies in your pocket. They'll understand then. Yeah, no, they won't admit it, but they'll understand then. But be like, I'm all for trying to find the place that works best for you and like going there and whatever you need to do to live your best life, do it. Why not? If you see me looking off to the side of the screen, I'm reading the comments on my laptop. So yeah, I got the comments up on my laptop. So that's why I'm to the side of the screen. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa! Wow, that's crazy. I literally hit the unsubscribe button. It was like unsubscribe from Dibbly War. Um, I agree, Carolyn. We this is for all we know, this is the one chance we get at being a human. So like, Go for it, right? Like, why not? Why not go for it? If it don't work out the way we thought it would, well, it's an adventure figuring out how to get back to normal again, right? That's the way I look at it. You're absolutely right, Jacob. Most of our limitations are in our mind. Good, you figured that out in your 30s. Some people never figure it out. Yeah, it's like I was saying earlier. I wish we didn't have a word impossible because we would do so much more, right? Since we have the word impossible, we have the concept of impossible, and so we put things in that category. But once again, we put them in that category. Nobody else says they're impossible. We just do, or I mean, other people do. You know what I mean? But like we believe it. We make ourselves believe it. We limit ourselves all the time. All of us, myself included. All of us do it. I mean, victory. I totally understand. Probably more than most people, the fear of homelessness. I'm like when I leave the job here, I'm giving up a really good job. Like they pay me good down there at the hotel. One of the best paying hotels in town. And I gave up my apartment. I'm living in Airbnb. And at the end of August, at the end of July, I'm giving the job up. And then at the end of August, I'm out that Airbnb. I'm giving all that up just because like I want to travel, find home base, do other things. So like I understand more than most people the fear of homelessness. But like, and it's a valid fear. I could end up homeless, you know? But I can't, I don't fear it enough to keep me in an apartment I don't want to be in, working a job I don't want to live. Maybe I fear that more. Like I said, I do. Like I fear living a life of boredom and just like honestly, I don't even fear. I can't do it. Like genuinely, I can't do it. You know. But like if that's ends up being my fate, well then we'll just have to dig ourselves out of homelessness. And I'm not saying it would be easy, but like that's the game. Like there's no guarantees, right? We have to understand there's no guarantees in this thing. Even people who've done everything right and played by the rules have ended up homeless. You know what I mean? Sadly. So it's like there's no guarantees in this thing. Like, and if you're waiting for life to give you guarantees to like live your dreams or go after your goals, you ain't never gonna do it. There's no guarantees. Everything works out most of the time. And even sometimes when it doesn't work out, it's working out. But like you're gonna go do some stuff. But I look at it this way too. You're going like it's just part of the contract we signed to come here. You're gonna go through some stuff. I would much rather go through some stuff on a journey of living the life I want to live than go through some stuff on the journey. Like if I'm living a life that's not enjoyable to me, a life that sucks, a life that I kind of low key hate, or at least there's aspects of it I hate, and then I have to go through sucky stuff, then like it really sucks, right? I would much rather, to the best of my ability, be living the life I want to live that's bringing me joy and happiness, and then go through sucky stuff. I would much rather like choose the direction of my life and along that path have to deal with some stuff than not choose the direction of my life and along that path have to deal with some sucky stuff. That's the way I look at it. It's almost like choose how you want to suffer. Because occasionally you're going to suffer. But I would rather suffer along the trails I want to hike than suffer along the trails society tells me. You know what I mean? Like that's the way I look at it. So like all this stuff we're scared might happen if we chase our dreams. A lot of that stuff might happen, or comparable bad stuff is gonna happen if you don't. Hmm? All this stuff we're worried about happening if we chase our dreams. Comparable bad stuff is probably gonna happen if we don't. Look at the people you know who just, it's too late. We can't make it. The system's rigged. I just gotta stay doing this. They got problems too. You know, look at the most programmed people you know who've drank the Kool-Aid, ate the cake, totally a product of the Matrix. They have problems too. So I'm like, even if the stuff, if the path I take leads to some bad stuff happening, some bad stuff was gonna happen anyway. That's life. 85% good stuff. You get that 15% of stuff you don't really want to deal with. You know, I'd much rather deal with stuff on the path I chose than deal with stuff on the path society chose for me. Cool. Where we at in the comments? Where we at? Where we at? I mean, Blue. There is inflation and things like that, but I look at it. I look at it this way. There's people out there who ain't worried about inflation. There's people who are financially set enough, they're not worried about inflation. Why can't I be one of them? You know what I mean? That's just my thinking these days. Like, even if I'm not there, why can't I be there one day? So instead of just sitting back and be like, oh, inflation is robbing me of all this and it holds you down. Well, I just need to get myself to a place where, like, I don't have to worry about inflation. Either my expenses are so low or my income is so high, it don't bother me. Because I know there's lots of people who aren't bothered by it. You know? That's what I look at. V, I've been working in a hotel. Memories over money. Hey, or use the money to make memories. Let's go. Yeah, we still live, Just Lion. Oh, I'm using the wrong scroll here. Spiritual Know My Life. What up, what up, what up? Hey, Tim, I just wanted to say I'm also giving up my apartment, the first one I had in over 10 years. Been in Oregon for a year, and it's cool, but I miss traveling more than anything. Nice, nice, nice. Where you headed? Where you headed? Miss the excitement of being nomadic. Love that you're going back to that as well. Sending you lots and lots of love. Hey, I'm taking that love, spiritual nomadic life. I'm embracing it. I'm feeling it, and I'm sending it right back to you. I'm sending it right back to you. That is love. Yeah, where you headed to? I mean, you don't have to share. I understand if you want to share, but check in with us, along this journey, and let us know you're good. I appreciate you checking back in. Yeah, man, I gotta get back on the road. It's been it's been a vibe. I had an amazing last summer was amazing. This winter was a little rough. This summer has been cool. I'm enjoying my time here in Montana. But yes, I hit the road, see some new stuff. I want to spend some time in some new cities maybe too. So good to see you. Appreciate you checking in. People have chased their dreams and found. Wait, what am I trying to do? Found is not the be all end all. What if it's much simpler than that? Maybe it is. Okay. Well. Here's the thing. If you chase after your dreams and you find out, like, oh, this isn't the be all end all. It was much simpler than that. Mission accomplished. Right? Because if you hadn't chased the dream, you wouldn't have figured that out. So once again, there was benefit in chasing the dream. This is the type of thinking, respectfully, this is the type of thinking people try to always like come up with to try to low key tell people not to chase their dreams. People do it with travel too. Travel isn't everything. Well, if you don't want to travel, don't travel. Or maybe you think travel's what you want to do and you go to a couple of spots, you're like, no, I'd rather be at home. Now you'd rather be at home. That's what life is about. Trying things, doing things to kind of figure out how you want to do this thing. If you go after your dreams, you're like, that wasn't it. Well, now you know. This ideal of like, oh, don't try anything because it might not be what you think it is. That's not how life is. Like, imagine if as kids we didn't do that. Imagine if we did that as kids. Oh, I'm not going to try out anything new because it might. No, as a kid, you run around, you try everything. The stuff you don't like, you don't do no more. The stuff you do when it causes you pain, you're like, oh, maybe I shouldn't touch the stove when it's hot. You know what I mean? Like, you learn, right? Why as adults do we stop that? And we get these, oh, maybe it won't be what I want it to be, so I'm not going to do it. No, you do it, and if you like it, you keep doing it. If you don't like it, you don't do it no more. For me, that's life. That's living. That's why I decided to come here. I wanted to see what this human thing is about, and I want to try different stuff, see different things. If it's not what I like, I just don't do it no more. You're not gonna stop me from chasing my dreams by saying that like people have chased their dreams and it didn't work out. Respectfully. What is my thing doing? Miss Grace, what up? Mrs. Grace, excuse me. Oh, Lori, I definitely don't think money is negative. Total. Like there was a time when I was a little negative on money. I will admit when I first started making videos, I was down on money, and then I realized that like money is just energy, right? Now, do I like greed? Do I like the messaging we get around money in our current society? No, but like there's nothing wrong with money, especially when like most of us get up every day and go to work for money, and then you come home and talk bad about money. Like what's the you mean like that's cross you're going at cross purposes. Then you wonder why like your money ain't doing what you need it to do, or why you don't have enough. On the one hand, you can't be like, man, I got to get this money, but money's evil. Like it's crazy to me. I have no problem with money. I like money. You know what I mean? It allows me. It's one of the ways I achieve the things I want to achieve in this life. I'm trying to use every tool I can use to get the life I want to live. These Delta flights cost cash, bro. These Delta flights cost money. You know what I mean? So like, I feel blessed to get it. So I got no problem with money. Like I said, I don't like the greed. I don't like the people living solely for money. I don't like the people who step on other people for money. I don't like the people who hoard billions of dollars, and don't do anything to help other people out. That type of stuff I don't like. Um, but like, there's not, money's just energy, bro. It's how you use it. Yeah, Drew, we got new wheels. I mean, they got some years on them, but they new to me. So yeah, we're gonna be taking some trips. And yeah, I think that is true, Drew. I was talking with a friend of mine about that the other day. Like sometimes, yeah, as you get older, you're less inclined to take risk, and that's understandable. Um, I think everyone has to. There's nothing wrong with that if that's how you want to play the game. I hope I don't do that. Um, but even something like I keep saying, I want to find a home base. I think that could be some of that, or it's just I've been on the road so long. But like I hope I don't get to the point where I'm more afraid to take risk. If I get to the point where I'm just like, yeah, I'm 60 now, and I just really don't want to do as much stuff. Cool. Um, I don't want to get to the place where like I'm more scared because I'm older. And I think a lot of people um, allow society's views on aging to influence them. If I had a dollar for every time someone's like, "Man, I'm getting older. My body ain't gonna hold up," I'm like, just listen. Do me a favor. Just listen to all the negative self-talk people have around aging and how they've already decided that their body's gonna start breaking down. They're gonna get sick. All this stuff, people, and then you wonder why your body breaks down. You get sick because you've been telling your body it was gonna break down at 55 ever since you was 15. I don't talk that talk. I'm trying to live to be 90. I'm living to be in my 90s. I'm gonna be healthy, bro. Like I don't know what to tell y'all. So it's just like I don't plan on allowing age to influence me because of the programming. But like if as I age I change and I don't want to do things because I don't want to do them as much, cool. But I hope I never get to the point where I'm more afraid because I'm older, you know. Hey, Swap, I appreciate you saying that. Said you're an inspiration. I appreciate you saying that. Thank you. That means a lot. Seriously. Thank you. Jacob, you had a sushi burrito? I don't think I've ever heard of sushi burrito. How was it? Oh, Jeremy, I know that song. Yes. No, no, that was, who was that? Yeah, is that, no, who sings that? They have never, huh? Was that in Father of Mine? What group was that? I know that song. Yeah, I know that song. I will buy you a garden where your flowers can bloom. Yeah, I know that song. Opt out. I'm all for gig delivery work for travel. Like however you gotta get it, get it. You know what I mean? If it's legal, you ain't bothering nobody. However you gotta get it, get it. That's my view on that. Like just get it how you gotta get it. Oh, I like that breakthrough. Life is a risk and a miracle. I like that. I like that. Hyper, good to see you. I mean, Blue Pac-Man, I feel like for some people, maybe. But you could become the best guitarist in the world, and it was about becoming the best guitarist in the world. I just think a lot of time we have we struggle with understanding we're all different, right? All of us do. Um, and it's easy to generalize, but somebody might become the best guitarist in the world, and they just want it to become the best guitarist in the world. And a byproduct of that might be that they shared some amazing music with the world, but they might have just done, and it's fine. It could have been totally selfish, but that's fine because the way the universe is set up, in that selfish endeavor, they might have helped a lot of people. They might have saved lives with their guitar playing. Then there might be other people who do it for the people. You know, there's lots of content creators who do it solely for the check. That's all they care about. Cool. That ain't my route, but I can't knock their hustle. And in doing that, they might make some videos that help people out. Very entertaining. But I can't say that, like, this is the only route. This is the best route for me. I personally couldn't be a doom and gloom, whatever, but that's just me. But, like, yeah, I can't, that, if it's your dream to be the biggest political talking head out there, go for it, bro. Get your coin, sis. Yeah, when you've Drew, yeah, when you've already convinced yourself that at a certain age your body's going to start breaking down, you're naturally probably going to do less to keep your body up, because the people who might have thought like, oh man, my body might start breaking down, let me do XYZ so it doesn't, they're going to see the benefits of that, I would imagine, and they're going to stop talking like that. Hey, I don't want my, they'll start talking like, hey, I don't want my body to break down, so I'm in the gym, so I'm exercising, so I'm eating better. And as they do all those things, they start to see the benefits. There's no reason for them to keep saying that. So yeah, it's typically the people who are just convinced and don't do anything who keep talking about it. And it's crazy to let people like that dictate to you what your body's going to do. You know what I mean? Like, who are you to tell me? People constantly trying to tell me what's going to happen to me especially every time I say I'm going to live to be in my 90s, it triggers people. They can't deal with it. They can't deal with it. So many people have to tell me, you're probably going to die in your 60s. You're not going to make it. And I'm like, once again, I love being on the internet and having so much interaction through the comments, not in real life, not face to face, I should say, with people, because it allows me to see people's mindset and just understand like what people are going through. And it's just like, bro, like, what do you have to be going through? If someone says, hey, I want to live to be 93, and you feel the need to tell them they can't, that lets me know a lot of people going through a lot of stuff. A lot of people drank the Kool-Aid, a lot of people suffering out here. The work has to continue till we reach these people, hopefully, because that's not normal. If someone tells you something positive that has absolutely nothing to do with you, and you feel like you have to say something negative because that's the right thing to do, something's wrong. In my humble opinion, that's, you know what I mean? So I'm like, what can I do to help my brother and sister, brother or sister, you know what I mean? To change this thinking, because society didn't screw them up. More work to be done. We got to keep, more work to be done. Graveyard, you trying to become a pilot? Oh, nice, nice, nice. Hey, why not you? Are there other pilots out there? So why couldn't you be a pilot? I get the doubt. I get the doubt. I want to be, I'm going to be a published author and public speaker, but the doubt is crazy. I'm right there with you. And I'm going up the path towards that, but the doubt is crazy. But I'm going to have to do it because I didn't say I'm going to do it now. So that helps. Nicole, this is the rooftop of a co-working space. Uh, for like $240 a month, I get unlimited access up here. So yeah, they were someone was downstairs, and then I always forget because I'm off on Tuesdays. I always forget the cleaning crew comes on Tuesday. So I came to the roof. So yeah, we up here on the roof. I'll give y'all the. I can give y'all the visual. Hold on. Oh, look at bro. Come on, man. Up here on the roof. You see the mountains back there? See the mountains over there? Not a bad visual. Not a bad roof. Oh, not a bad rooftop. Hey, M go blue. Yeah, you ain't got to listen to the experts. There's so much. I watch a lot of videos about retirees, um, because like they live a similar lifestyle as I kind of want to live. So YouTube shows me a lot of retirement videos, um, and yeah, I see a lot of weirdness in that space. Yeah, exactly. April, negative talk becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. Here's the beautiful thing though. Positive talk also can become a self-fulfilling prophecy. And this is what like people don't want to believe it, which is fine. But like, yeah, what like life is all about the stories we tell ourselves, right? Just think about throughout the day how many stories you tell yourself to get through the day. Oh, I got to do this. Like, why not tell yourself good stories? Life is all about the stories we tell ourselves. Why not tell yourself good stories? Why do we spend all our time telling ourselves bad stories? Nah, I like the good stories. They can't make me think I can't do it. Like if I don't do something, cool. But can't nobody tell me like I can't do it or make me believe I can't do it. Not anymore. Nope, 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 nope. It's all up here. Lindsay, thank you. Appreciate that. So love your channel. Thank you so much. Thank you. Hate's gonna hate. Thank you, Jacob. Remember that. Remember you said you can't wait to read the book when it comes out. I gotta sell 10,000 copies. That's my goal. Why does it? My chat keeps popping up the block report thing. Um, yeah, that's my goal to sell 10,000 copies of my first book. At least 10,000 copies. Thank you, Angela, for asking people with the like button. Thank you so much. T, what up? What does FOS stand for? Where'd you see that? Did I miss something? I'm not in Cali. No, I'm in Montana. That look like Cali? People, it's in the comment sections. Like when I do videos with a nice backdrop, people always try to guess where I'm at. Um, oh, stands for full of ish. Oh, okay. I thought somebody saw FOS on a building or something when I showed the. They're like, "Where you at? What's the FOS building?" Yeah, people always try to guess where I'm at. They're like, "You must be in northern Utah." A lot of people guess Colorado because I'm in Colorado a lot. But yeah, the West is pretty. Oh, low battery. Okay, gotta wrap it up soon. Wendy, good to see you too. We try to keep it inspiring and thoughtful. Is it light is cool? Yeah, it's surprisingly not dark yet. I don't even know what time it is, but it's 8 o'clock and we still got some light out here. So it's good to see you, Wendy. Thank you. Yeah, man. I just feel like I just wish we all started with like a level belief playing field, and we don't. Like from the time we're old enough to like understand and take in information, we're being taught in today's society that we can't do it. I don't think that was the same in the past. It definitely wasn't as heavy as it is now. And you see it. I mean, just look at how many people who've given up, just gave in. This is the best I can do, and I just got to do it. And it's just like I just don't like that. You know, if we decided of our own volition, like I'm just not gonna try. Cool, but the fact that like we are taught we can't try, that is pointless to try. This is the best it's gonna be. You better submit. Like, I just don't like that. Like, it's scummy. Like, it's a bad energy. It's a bad vibe. So I'm like always on here just, hey, doing what little bit I can do to try to put the bug in somebody's ear of like, some of that stuff you want to do, you can do, if not all of it. You know, like the reason we have imagination and the reason we can dream, like it would be totally possible for us not to have goals. Far as we know, don't really know if animals have goals like that, right? We're one of the only species that like think have goals, as far as we know. I don't think it was to torture us. Hey, let's give these human being goals, even though most of them will never be able to achieve them. No, I think we're given the ability to have goals or to set goals or have imagination and imagine better lives is so we could go after those better lives. Whether you believe God gave us that or like through evolution, we came to have that. Either way, there's a reason. What up, Lene? Good to see you. Good to see you. Like, either way, there's a reason we have the desire to like live a better life. Like, you have to think about it. Like why would we? Nothing else really has that desire, you know. Like I think other beings, they have the desire to like, be comfortable, things of that nature. But we have the desire to do things that would make us uncomfortable. You mean like even if we look at something and say, oh man, that would be rough for a while, but it'll get me. You know what I mean? Like we're willing to go through the fire to get to another level. I think we're kind of one of the only species that like do that. You know, why is that? There's a reason. You know what I mean? What's up, Kane? Like there's a reason. Because that's what we're supposed to be doing. We're not put here to just like work and pay bills and die. Like, no, like, ugh. I mean, who would sign up for that? I personally believe that like maybe we asked to come here, right? We signed up to come here. Nobody signed up for the work, pay bills, be a nobody package. You don't have to sign up for that. They give that away for free. Like, you know, that's a punishment. You know what I mean? Like this is, bro. Like we have these yearnings for a reason, especially the yearnings that are uniquely you, the stuff that you want to do that don't nobody else understand. Like, why do you want to do that? Because like it's in our DNA for some reason. Like we gotta go for it. You know? Yeah, people have been mentioning that I say, you know what I mean, a lot lately. I think I've been saying it more. Blue Pac-Man, yes, I get that feeling sometimes that I'm just like, bro, like you could be doing more, and that, for me, that is one of the worst feelings for me, and just how I want to live my life. If I'm in a spot and I'm like, Tim, you could be doing so much more, like I gotta start making moves. You know, most of the time I'm kind of like, I'm cool where I'm at. I got a reason for being where I'm at. But when there's something that I'm like, A, you said you was gonna do that, and B, you could be doing it, and C, you want to be doing it. Well, that probably means you're not doing it out of fear, and I can't do that. Ugh, that bothers me. So that's why, like, some things I'm like, I know I have to do that, or at least try to do that, because if I don't, then I'm gonna look back on it and be like, you didn't do it because you were scared. Like I can't, nah. Like yeah, that's one of the biggest, probably the biggest motivating factor in my life, is like that. It's like, bro, you could be doing that and you just not doing it. Nah, like I can't rock with it. I can't hold that L. There's a lot of L's I can hold in life. That one, I can't. You know what I mean? So yeah, I feel like that sometimes, and that's usually when you see me try to make a move. You know, would I ever move back down south? No, probably not. I spent a good portion of my life there. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, my phone's about to die. I'm gonna hop off, and I gotta use that little boy's room. Something serious. I've been holding it because I was trying to make it close to 2 hours, and we're about to hit 2 hours. So I'm gonna start packing everything up as I'm saying my outro. I'm shutting my computer down. That's how bad I gotta go. Like, because I have to go to, like, I'm on the roof, so I'm gonna have to hit the elevator. So I gotta make sure I have enough time to to go down. to the bathroom. Anyway, thank y'all so much for tuning in. I'm glad we were able to do this stream. I really want to spend some time with y'all. Y'all don't know what these streams do for me. I hope they do something for y'all. Have a great day. Prayers to everybody. We're gonna say prayers for the people we said we would. Shout out to Angela, world's best moderator, the usual suspects, the lurkers, the people we had to block with love, people we had to time out with love. Thank y'all for being here. Love each and every one of y'all. Thank you. Love y'all. Talk to y'all soon.